Do you want to know the composition of the soil in which your adenium will grow beautiful and blooming? Watch this video to the end and you will learn this secret recipe based on years of experience growing these beautiful flowers. You will also learn which soil is suitable for adenium depending on your maintenance conditions. So why is the soil composition for adenium so important? When growing adenium, the correct choice of soil plays a huge role. Do not underestimate its influence. Even with sufficient light and warmth, the quality of the soil can significantly affect the health and growth of your plant. Choosing the right soil for adenium is a key moment that determines caring for the plant. Here are a few criteria to consider. Soil texture. An important aspect of soil for adenium is its texture. It shouldn't be too compact or become compacted over time. The ideal substrate should provide free access of water and air to the plant roots while also quickly drying out after watering. During repotting of adenium, it's particularly important to pay attention to the condition of the soil. If you find that the roots are surrounded by stones or clay pieces, it clearly indicates unsuitability of the soil for this plant. Soil porosity. Another important criterion for adenium soil is its porosity. This aspect directly follows from the previous point about soil texture. In order for the soil clump not to become compacted over time and for the plant roots to always receive an adequate amount of oxygen, the substrate should have good air permeability. To achieve this goal, various loosening agents should be added to the soil. A good indicator of quality is the retention of soil looseness even when tightly compressed in the hand. Additionally, in porous soil, water does not stagnate, significantly reducing the risk of root rot. Soil moisture retention. The moisture holding capacity of the soil is a critically important criterion that must be approached very carefully. The amount of components capable of retaining moisture largely depends on the growing conditions. Often, only through experience can one find the optimal balance between a substrate that requires daily watering and at the same time does not turn it into a swamp. Soil nutrient content. Adenium, originating from arid desert regions, is exclusively adapted to adverse conditions and poor soils. However, modern hybrids, more often originating from tropical Asian countries, have higher nutrient requirements. Breeders do not adhere to strict rules and use various components to enrich soils. Increasingly, domestic adenium growers also recommend adding nutrient components to substrates to ensure optimal plant nutrition. Soil acidity. When growing adenium, it's important to pay attention to the soil acidity. The optimal pH level for adenium soil ranges from 5.5 to 7, corresponding to a slightly acidic to neutral environment. Some experienced adenium growers also use slightly alkaline substrates. However, it should be noted that maintaining the optimal pH contributes to the healthy growth and development of the plant. To create optimal soil for adenium, it's important to categorize all components into 3 categories: base, loosening agents, and special additives. Soil base. The main components used as a base are not used independently. They must be mixed with loosening agents. Usually, the base comprises 50 to 70% of the total volume of the soil mixture. Universal soil for indoor plants. Disputes and disagreements about the use of universal soil for indoor plants are not uncommon. Most tend to believe that this is not the most suitable solution. However, there are those who prefer to use universal soil with a low content of loosening agents. I haven't had good results using such soil. Additionally, I don't recommend purchasing cheap ready-made mixes. Mostly, they contain peat, which significantly acidifies the soil. The acidic environment negatively affects the growth of adenium. If you decide to use universal soil, choose trusted brands or stick to your favorites. For example, German companies have proven themselves as reliable manufacturers. Pros of universal soils. Easily accessible. It can be found in practically any garden store, relatively low cost, ideal for most plants. Nutrient rich, does not require additional organic fertilizer application. Cons. Good brands are not widespread everywhere. Quality brands often have a fairly high price. Soil mixes of this type are often heavy and moisture retaining, requiring the use of a large amount of loosening agents. Not always do the macro and micronutrient contents meet the needs of adenium. In low quality substrates, pests, insects, fungi, weeds, and bacteria may be present. Special soils for cacti, succulents, and bonsai. This type of substrate is widely used in adenium cultivation much more often than regular soils. Many experienced adenium growers prefer this option and recommend it. When choosing such soil, it is also important to trust only quality, reputable brands. However, regardless of the brand, I do not recommend using such mixes as standalone substrates. It's always necessary to add loosening agents to ensure optimal growth and development conditions for plants. As a good example of such soils, I again recommend paying attention to the German company Greenworld. They have two suitable options for cacti and bonsai, and for cacti and succulents, both options will be suitable. Another company we've mentioned before is Composana. In their assortment, there is also a similar division as with the previous brand. Bonsai soil is usually denser in structure, but this can be easily corrected with the addition of loosening agents. Pros: optimal composition ratio and pH value, contains necessary nutrients and minerals, avoiding the need for additional fertilization in the initial period, easily enhanced by adding other components. Cons: high cost of quality cactus soils, limited availability, not every store may have the appropriate mix. Mixes based on such soils can be quite dense and moisture retaining, requiring some experience in regulating watering, not sterile, and may contain pests, insects, fungi, bacteria, and weeds. Peat soil Classman TS1. Most universal substrates and soils for cacti contain peat as a primary component. However, its standalone use in adenium cultivation hasn't gained widespread adoption. Many use peat pellets for seed germination, but then still transplant the seedlings into more suitable soil mixes. Peat soils lower the pH to acidic levels, which is unsuitable for adenium cultivation. Additionally, they are highly moisture retentive and tend to become compacted over time. The Classman company holds a special place among all peat producers. This brand is often referred to as professional. Their product stands out for its increased lightness and airiness, as well as having a slightly acidic pH. Surface active substances are also added to facilitate moisture absorption. Additionally, the composition includes complex water-soluble fertilizers and micronutrients. The company has a wide range of products, but this one is best suited for adenium cultivation. Pros: very lightweight and loose substrate, doesn't become as heavily compacted over time as other peat soils, contains mineral fertilizers, eliminating the need for additional fertilization in the initial period of use, sterile soil, requiring no additional treatment. Cons: difficult to find, rarely sold in garden stores, not available in small packaging, comes in large bricks, relatively high price when purchased in liter packs. Sphagnum peat has low nutrient content, requiring frequent addition of organic fertilizers, moisture retentive, requires skillful watering. It is recommended to carefully mix with other loosening agents with similar properties. Coconut coir soil. Coconut coir soil is the most popular choice among adenium enthusiasts. It can be purchased in the form of compressed discs or bricks, as well as special seedling tablets. After immersion in warm water, these materials increase their volume by 7 to 9 times, forming a moderately moist substrate. At the same time, the soil remains airy, light, and does not clump over time. I use this component as the base of the soil and can confidently recommend it to you for preparing your own soil mixture for adenium. There are many companies on the market producing coconut coir soil, and their prices do not differ much. Try to avoid the cheapest brands. Before pressing, coconut fiber can be washed in seawater instead of fresh water to save on production processes and the product itself. However, this significantly affects the quality of the substrate. High levels of salts and minerals, and it can negatively affect your plants. Pros: affordable, sold in many garden stores, sterile, no additional treatment required, has an optimal pH level for adenium cultivation, possesses all necessary properties, lightweight, good air permeability, moderate moisture retention, does not clump over time, durable, easily regains its moisture retention properties after complete drying. Unlike peat mixes, coconut-based substrate is inert, allowing for self-regulation of nutrients. Cons: low-quality substrate may contain a large amount of salts, which can negatively affect plants. Coconut coir substrate is almost devoid of nutrients, so fertilization will be required. Leaf mold soil. For city dwellers, especially those without their own plot of land and accustomed to ready-made substrates, this option will be the most challenging. And here is its main drawback: you need to find this soil. It consists of 2 parts leaf and humus soil. Leaf soil is formed from decomposed leaves. It can be found under large clusters of trees in the forest garden. The main thing is not to collect it under oak, poplar, willow, or chestnut trees. These trees' leaves contain many tannins, which can have a negative effect on adenium. Humus or manure can be easily bought somewhere in the village. Soil from a compost heap will also be suitable. Then all components are mixed in a 1-to-1 ratio. If desired, add a little peat or coconut soil, and finally add loosening agents. And voila, the soil for adenium is ready. It just needs to be sterilized. The process, of course, is not easy, but such a substrate is ideal. And then it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. Soil amendments. Soil amendments are an important component of the mix for growing adeniums. Their variety is vast, and opinions on which one is best can differ among enthusiasts of this plant. However, the quality of the substrate largely depends on the proper combination of soil amendments. The main goal of using soil amendments is to provide soil aeration, allowing roots to receive sufficient oxygen and preventing decay processes. In this video, we will explore various types of components for soil amendment. Perlite. Perlite is one of the most popular soil amendments among flower growers of all kinds. This material is a puff volcanic rock in the form of grayish-white granules, usually ranging from 3 to 5 millimeters in size. In indoor gardening, perlite is widely used. However, one should be careful when choosing perlite at garden stores, as poor transportation can result in it being in the form of crumbs or dust instead of granules. Perlite is usually not used as a standalone substrate due to its low water retention capacity. Nevertheless, it is often added for rooting cuttings or creating capillary systems. The acceptable proportion of perlite added to the soil mixture is up to 50% of the total mass. Perlite is included in the soil mixture that I use. Perlite can also be known as agricultural perlite, which essentially means the same thing. Pros: environmentally friendly and chemically inert, completely sterile component, which is especially important for rooting cuttings and using capillary watering. Effectively performs soil amendment functions, makes the soil light, airy, and water permeable, has thermal insulating properties, protecting the root system from abrupt temperature changes, retains water-soluble fertilizers in the soil, readily available, often found in garden sections and online stores, low cost. Cons: high dustiness, protective equipment, and air humidification are recommended. Fragile and easily breaks down under compression. Purchasing very fine perlite with high perlite dust content can lead to decreased soil looseness. Over time, lightweight granules may rise to the surface of the pot, which may be aesthetically displeasing to some. Vermiculite. Vermiculite is the second most popular soil amendment among adenium enthusiasts. This mineral component consists of expanded plates of gray-brown hydrous minerals. Vermiculite is available in 5 different fractions, varying in size from large granules comparable to coins to fine sand or dust. For growing adeniums, the medium particle size is best suited. Vermiculite is not used as a standalone soil but is sometimes employed for rooting cuttings or seedling cultivation. However, adenium growers add it to soil mixes cautiously as it absorbs and retains moisture strongly, which can lead to root rot. This is particularly relevant if a dense, moisture-retentive base is initially chosen. It is recommended to add vermiculite to the mix at no more than 20% of the total substrate mass. Vermiculite is also included in the soil mix that I make for my adeniums. When you visit the store, pay attention to the particle size rather than the agro prefix. Pros: possesses the same characteristics as perlite, environmentally friendly, completely sterile, effectively aerates the soil, and has thermal insulating properties, contains various trace elements such as iron, silicon, calcium, potassium, magnesium, and aluminum. Although their quantity is insufficient for the full nutrition of plants, this is a nice bonus from the soil amendment. Normalizes ion exchange processes, leading to better fertilizer absorption, allows reducing watering due to its high water retention capacity, less dusty than perlite, often found in garden stores, and is reasonably priced. Cons: increases the risk of overwatering, which may concern some adenium growers. However, this depends on the ability to regulate watering, not on the soil amendment itself. Zeolite. Zeolite is a natural mineral that has found applications in various fields, including agriculture, horticulture, medicine, water purification, and more. In recent years, this soil amendment has become popular among indoor plant enthusiasts. Zeolite can be used both as a component of soil and as a standalone substrate. It serves as both a mineral fertilizer and a soil amendment. Personally, I also use it for preparing soil. However, like many adenium enthusiasts, I face the main challenge where to get it. Natural zeolite of the required fraction up to 1 centimeter is often used in water treatment facilities. However, companies that produce it sell batches of no less than a ton. The second option is to use zeolite sold as cat litter. Although this may not seem very appealing, high-quality zeolite is used in them. However, lately, many brands are switching to the more practical bentonite for animal care, which is not suitable for adeniums. Pros: environmentally friendly and sterile, serves as an excellent soil amendment and mineral fertilizer simultaneously, possesses antiseptic properties. Protecting roots from bacterial and fungal infections, effectively prevents soil overhydration and dehydration due to its sorption properties, reduces the need for fertilizers by retaining them on its surface and promoting better nutrient absorption. Can be used independently as a substrate for adult plants, reduces the content of harmful substances in the soil, such as pesticides, heavy metals, and nitrates. Cons: difficult to find the desired granule size, high cost. Cat litter may be cheaper but will require a lot of time to find a suitable option, often needs to be washed before use. Coarse sand, rive, quartz, aquarium. Before the emergence of a wide range of soil conditioners in garden stores, many plant enthusiasts preferred to use sand. Various guides on creating optimal soil for succulents also recommend its use. Sand generally serves well as a soil conditioner. However, attention should be paid to the particle size. If the fraction is too small, the soil may become a solid lump. Therefore, it is not recommended to purchase sand from construction stores. As a standalone soil, sand is not the most suitable choice due to its low water retention capacity, requiring frequent watering, and it can turn into a cement-like mass when completely dry. For this purpose, it is better to use larger fractions, but this option is not suitable for everyone. As an alternative, you can use fine gravel, pebbles, or various aquarium substrates. It is desirable to choose particles ranging in size from 3 millimeters to a centimeter, and it is also preferable for the mix to contain different types of particles. The best choice would be a substrate with particles that have rounded edges to avoid damaging the roots. There is a wide selection of suitable substrates in aquarium stores, but this is not always an economical option. Pros: effectively aerates the soil, creates an atmosphere close to the natural habitat, sometimes easily accessible as a substrate material. Cons: can significantly compact the soil and cause it to cement, especially if the fraction is chosen incorrectly. It is recommended not to add more than 20% of the total substrate mass, requires pre-processing before use, has low water retention capacity, cools down quickly, creating the risk of root chilling in drafts and sharp temperature drops, can be difficult to find in urban areas and not always available at an affordable price in aquarium stores. Fine expanded clay aggregate. Fine expanded clay aggregate is a type of clay that has undergone a special treatment in a rotary kiln. Many plant enthusiasts are familiar with this material. It is usually used to create drainage layers, but its fine fraction can also be used to improve soil structure. Pros: excellent soil aerator, providing necessary ventilation for plant roots, possesses thermal insulation properties, protecting the root system from temperature fluctuations, sterile and chemically inert. Cons: difficult to obtain, rarely available for sale, mostly in large fractions. Over time, it may lead to soil alkalinity, has relatively low water retention compared to other soil conditioners. Wood charcoal. This material is familiar not only to plant enthusiasts. Its properties don't need much explanation. Finding charcoal is not a problem, but avoid using charcoal from grills, especially if various fire starters were used on them. Finely or medium-sized charcoal works best. It's added to the mix in a quantity of 5-10, but never used as the main soil conditioner. It's more of an additive antiseptic to prevent rot, as charcoal has disinfectant properties. Pros: readily available, possesses antiseptic properties, effectively preventing rot and fungal growth in the substrate, reduces soil acidity, especially beneficial if peat soil is used. Overall, a decent soil conditioner, although usually not used as the main one. Cons: produces dust and pollutes the environment. Over time, significantly increases soil alkalinity due to absorbing calcium salts on its surface. Brick chips. Brick chips are suitable for those who don't have access to other materials and garden stores are far away. The main thing is to have a construction site nearby. If you decide to make this component yourself, it is better to use old bricks as they are easier to crush. However, you can also find individuals who sell ready-made products. Pros: used when there is no access to other soil conditioners, effectively serves the purpose of soil aeration, can be obtained for free if you break the bricks yourself. Cons: the process of crushing bricks requires a lot of effort and can be dusty, especially with new bricks. Sometimes sharp pieces are produced, which can damage plant roots. If there is access to other soil conditioners, there is no point in choosing brick chips, as they do not have unique characteristics, not always available in urban areas or where there is no nearby construction. Ceramis. Ceramis is a porous clay granulate produced in Germany, which will be the perfect choice for true plant enthusiasts. This product line is known for its professional approach to plant care. Their universal substrate also serves as a soil conditioner and can be used as a ready-made soil for planting adenium. This granulate can be compared to a solid sponge. Thanks to its porous structure, it is able to absorb water and nutrients, gradually releasing them for the plant. I recommend this substrate as one of the best on the market, although its cost may seem high, and it is not always easy to find. Pros of using Ceramis. Ceramis is an environmentally friendly and safe product for use in gardening. This is important for ensuring plant health and environmental safety. One of the key advantages of Ceramis is its versatility. It can be used as a standalone substrate for planting plants or as a soil conditioner. Ceramis performs the function of soil aeration by 200%. This means that it effectively improves soil structure, ensuring better oxygen and water uptake by plants. One of the advantages of Ceramis is its ability to retain heat. This helps plants withstand temperature fluctuations and provides them with comfortable growing conditions. Ceramis has high water retention capacity, which allows reducing the number of waterings. It gradually releases water to plants, reducing the risk of overwatering and helping to save water. The granules are impregnated with necessary micronutrients such as nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. This provides plants with all the necessary nutrients for healthy growth and development. Ceramis can also be used as drainage, ensuring excess water drainage from the soil and preventing waterlogging. Cons of using Ceramis. One of the drawbacks of Ceramis is its high cost. This may be inaccessible to some gardeners, especially for large quantities of plants. Ceramis is not always easy to find. Even in large cities, you have to look for places where you can buy it, which can be inconvenient for gardeners. It is a pity to use excellent Ceramis as a soil conditioner, as its advantages are best manifested when used as a standalone substrate. This limits its capabilities. Despite the assurances of advertising, the granulate also deteriorates over time. This may require its replacement, which is an additional expenditure of time and resources. Other soilless substrates. Akadama. Akadama is a special type of baked clay produced only in Japan, in the province of the same name. Pros: soil conditioner, excellent water retention, stimulates root growth. Cons: very expensive, requires sieving before use, breaks down over time approximately every 2 years. Pumice, soft volcanic rock with good water retention. Pros: good water retention, porous structure, stimulates root growth. Cons: possibly harder to find, higher price compared to other components. Lava, a material that absorbs water well and aerates the soil. Pros: good water absorption, aids in soil aeration, often included in the composition of Leucosa substrate. Cons: can be expensive, not always easy to find, requires additional processing before use. Styrofoam, a simple and affordable material that can be used to aerate soil. Pros: accessible and inexpensive, retains moisture well, promotes substrate aeration. Cons: can be squeaky, not environmentally friendly, requires careful application to avoid compaction. Special additives for substrates. Special additives for substrates play a vital role in providing plants with everything they need for healthy growth and development. When using these additives, it's important to follow dosage and application instructions to achieve optimal results. Biohumus, the result of processing manure by special earthworms such as the red Californian. Application, considered an alternative to manure or black soil, contains a large amount of humic acids, making it an excellent source of nutrients for plants. Advantages, improves soil structure, stimulates root growth and development, enriches soil with necessary elements. Osmocote, granular slow-release mineral fertilizer consisting of yellow pellets with colored inclusions. Application, self-regulates the release of micro and macro elements. The granules are coated with a membrane shell that breaks down with each watering, ensuring gradual and uniform release of nutrients. Advantages, provides plants with necessary nutrients, increases plant resistance to stress, improves flowering and fruiting. If you don't like using liquid fertilizers and constantly forget about them, then Osmocote is a great option for incorporating into the soil. Various analogs appear on the market, but so far, they significantly lag behind the original. Ready-made soils for garden plants. Ready-made soils are pre-prepared mixtures that contain all the necessary components in proper proportions, eliminating the need for mixing and sourcing individual ingredients. Here, I'll discuss some options available in stores, followed by the soil mix I personally use for my adeniums, developed through years of experience. Ceramus for succulents and cacti. Ceramus for cacti and succulents contains lava granules in addition to the classic substrate. It's a great choice for enthusiasts of soilless substrates. While it can be pricey, the quality from German manufacturers is worth the investment. Advantages, excellent for growing adeniums, practical and aesthetically pleasing, dust-free, doesn't get messy, and doesn't require additional drainage. Repotting becomes easy and stress-free for plants. Features, granules quickly absorb excess water, making it challenging to overwater plants. Granules change color with moisture, convenient for monitoring soil moisture, especially in transparent containers. Requires organic fertilizer supplementation due to the soilless substrate. Some adenium enthusiasts prefer mixing ceramus with nutrient-rich soil to address this issue. Leikuzapan, another German brand, is a mineral granulate and the most popular professional soil among adenium enthusiasts. I have experience growing plants in Leikuza. This soil is ideal for safely acclimating grafts from Asian nurseries, significantly reducing the risks of overwatering and root rot. However, its use requires some experience in watering. Composition, pumice, zeolite, lava, Osmocote fertilizer. Advantages, meets all criteria for adenium soil, lightweight and easy to use, durable, sterile, and environmentally friendly. Disadvantages, price and availability. It's more economical to buy larger volumes, such as 25 liters, but not always necessary. Also, not all stores deliver this product to every location, can become alkaline over time, requires organic fertilizer supplementation, not very suitable for seed germination, more suitable for mature plants and seedlings, requires adjustment to the watering regime. Leikuzapan is an excellent choice for those who value quality and convenience in plant cultivation. It combines all the necessary qualities for the healthy and successful development of adeniums, but it's essential to remember its application and care peculiarities. Leikuzapan is an excellent option for a professionally formulated, ready-to-use soil if you don't prefer soilless substrates. Features of Leikuzapan. This soil is not as common in adenium cultivation as its close German relative, but it is certainly suitable for growing adeniums. Composition, pumice, humus, crushed clay pellets, clay, Osmocote fertilizer. Advantages, ready to use without the need for additional preparation, does not require the addition of organic fertilizers. Disadvantages, price and availability. Unlike some other soils, it does not require the addition of organic fertilizers. Leikuzapan has all the advantages and disadvantages typical of Leikuza products. It is an excellent choice for those who prefer a denser soil mix and for those who want the convenience of ready-to-use soil without the need to add additional components. How to make soil mixes yourself. General principles. There's no single correct recipe. It's important to adapt to the needs of your plants. Consider the amount of light and warmth your adeniums receive throughout the year. Choosing soil mix based on growing conditions. 1. Hot and bright light, south-facing windows, sunny all day. Temperature doesn't drop below 25 C. Use nutrient-rich mixes with fat components. Base can constitute 50-70. Add well-aerating amendments. Organic additives recommended. Suitable, Le Cousin Terrapin. 2. Warm and bright. East or west-facing windows, sun only half a day. Temperature around 20 to 25 C. Use less nutrient-rich soils, especially in winter, to prevent stretching. Base no more than 50%. Focus on mineral content. Suitable, Le Cousin Pond and Ceramis for cacti. 3. Low light and warm. North-facing or east or west without additional lighting. Temperature 18-20 C. Use empty, soilless, inert soils. Exclude organic additives. Use vermiculite, sand, gravel as amendments. Create a light, airy mix with base 30-40. Suitable, ready substrates like Ceramis and Ceramis for cacti for these conditions. 4. Full artificial lighting, bottom heating. More light and warmth mean more nutrient-rich soil. Tailor the nutrient mix based on conditions but monitor moisture. Follow principles from previous points. Soil mix I use. This recipe has been developed over many years and continues to evolve. Seedlings and adult grafted plants thrive in it. Composition: 45% coconut coir, 25% perlite, 10% zeolite, 10% biohumus, 9-10 vermiculite, 0-1 charcoal. This substrate is straightforward to prepare at home and ideal for those who want to save time and effort on soil preparation for their plants. Regardless of conditions, remember that successful cultivation depends on a combination of light, warmth, and suitable soil. Create soil mixes considering these factors and adapt to your plant's needs. You and your plants may need some time to adjust to any new mixes. If you don't feel comfortable with a substrate, don't hesitate to switch to another. Subscribe, give me a like, and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Your support means a lot to me.